And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. Sorry I wasn't with you guys last week. I was traveling. So here I am back at home. Happy to do another great episode with everybody today. Again, we're going to do a guided meditation. We're going to do some distance healing, and we're going to do some Q&A. And we'll have about an hour's worth of Q&A time later today. So that'll be coming around the second hour. And so, of course, before we get started with today's broadcast, we'll go ahead and begin with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, private sessions and email sessions are available. And of course, the brand new, I would say returning, Akashic Record sessions have now returned. So again, if you guys are interested in looking into past and future lifetimes with me, then you can now order the returning Akashic Records sessions that are now available on newearthteachings.com. I was away for them for a little while, but decided to bring them back because in a lot of my private sessions, people constantly ask about their Akashic Records. So I thought, you know what, I think I'll bring the Akashic Records sessions back because it is quite popular when I do private sessions, even when some people send me 3-question sessions by email. They're curious about their Akashic Records as well. So this is exactly why I decided to bring it back, because it is still getting a lot of attention. So again, you'll find that there are single and double lifetime Akashic Records sessions. And again, you can order them through newearthteachings.com, as well as private sessions and the email sessions. And another set of good news as well is back in 2020, before this whole scamdemic crap started. I would say maybe back in like early 2020, maybe just right into late 2019 as well. I was talking about doing a tour of Stonehenge. I was talking about the Stonehenge tour. This was back when I was channeling Adronis as well too. But again, as I'm no longer channeling, I'm happy to announce that this tour is going to be happening this summer. Okay, so moving into summer of 2023, there is going to be the Stonehenge, Kundalini, and Inner Practices United Kingdom tour. So I'm going to be traveling to the United Kingdom with about, I think we're trying to get about 24 people in all. And we're going to be doing some touring of these beautiful ancient sacred sites. We're also going to look into establishing open contact with Star Family. We're also going to be connecting with the Fae. We're going to be connecting with the Inner Earth as well too. We're going to be having this really miraculous, marvelous, incredible tour that is going to be taking place in August of 2023. So it's still a little bit of a ways away, but I have a coordinator. His name is Max. He's in Germany, and he's putting together the entire tour. And like I said, this has basically been 3 years in the making. We were about to do it in the summer of 2020, but of course the scamdemic happened. And because that happened, it has been on the shelf for quite some time. But now it's actually a lot more simple for me to travel to the UK because they're taking down restrictions. And so 2023 is going to be the summer of the Stonehenge, Kundalini, and Inner Practices tour. So I'll have more information with that as we get a little bit closer. We're still just refurbishing everything, revamping the entire tour, as it is going to be not about channeling, but more so about spirit communication. So as we do the tour all across the UK, We'll be checking out sacred sites. Like I said, Stonehenge will be one of them. We'll be looking at crop circle museums. We'll be checking out ancient castles. We'll be talking to the Fae. We'll be connecting to open communication with Star Family, with ETs. All of that is going to be amazing, focusing a lot on the Pleiades. So, if you guys are interested in joining me with this tour, then just stay tuned over the next few weeks, because I will have a website that will be available. It's not me personally creating the website, it is my coordinator. So once he has everything ready to go, then we're going to go ahead and start booking for this tour in August of 2023. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm finally happy that I'm able to travel again. Oh my God. Feels like I've been in prison here for the past 2.5 years. Of course, I know I'm not alone. I know a lot of us have been feeling like we've been in prison, been under house arrest here for the past 2.5 years. So now we're going to start being able to travel. And this is basically coming back to where I was talking about around the end of the summertime, is that we may start to travel with some places again. Some places will start to open up for the unvaccinated and we'll be able to travel. So here we go. Here's Providence. So I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned. I'll have some more information on the Stonehenge UK tour coming here in the coming weeks. Okay. And of course, everything is backed up on this channel on New Earth Teachings, backed up on Odyssey. So again, you can go to the video description. You can find odyssey.com/@NewEarthTeachings. You can follow along there too if you like. All videos on this YouTube channel have been backed up there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with today's broadcast. Again, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. We're going to have a really great guided meditation today about expansion and bliss meditation. So let me just go ahead and pull up the other screen here. There we go. So what we're going to do first and foremost before we get into the meditation is we're going to do some heart rate variability breath. Okay, so we're going to do 10 rounds of heart rate variability. Why is this important? Because this is getting you into the low idle, subtle state of being so that you are a lot more receptive to the meditation that you are going to take part in. You're going to be able to go a lot more deeper as we move much more into the subtle body, which is very, very important. I would say if you're even doing meditation, you want to make sure that you're going into the subtle body. You want to make sure that you're going into a low idle state, that you're getting yourself relaxed, calm, and centered. That is absolutely crucial. So, let me just take some more water. Never fails. As soon as I go live, my throat starts going out. But that's okay. All right, so just get yourselves nice and comfortable. It's good to be seated in this posture. If you want to be cross-legged as well too, that's fine. Some people may ask if you want to lay down. If you want to lay down, it's up to you. But I would suggest being seated for this. So we're going to start off with some heart rate variability breaths. So we're breathing in through the nose, in for 4 seconds, out for 6 seconds. All right. So taking a deep breath in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And just letting yourself feel the experience of that low idle state. Okay, so you may start to feel some tingling sensations. You may start to feel some warmth around the hands, around the body, all together. Okay, perfectly normal. That's just letting you know that you are in a low, idle, subtle state of being. And now that we're completely relaxed, we're now in the parasympathetic nervous system. We feel calm, centered, and relaxed. We will now go ahead and begin with the expansion and bliss meditation. So all I want you to do right now is I want you just to be completely aware of your body and just keeping your body as still as you can and just observing the body, just observing the breath. And now I want you just to be completely aware of the body from head to toe. Now I want you to be completely aware of the space that you are in, 360 degrees. Being completely aware of the space that you are in. Now I want you to be aware of the expansive space that goes beyond the space that you're in. So looking at your neighborhood, looking at your entire area that surrounds you, going out a couple of miles in every direction. Expanding your awareness just like it's a big sphere. And you feel that sphere just growing and growing and growing. But you're not thinking about what is around you. You are simply aware of what is around you. I want you to continue to expand your awareness. Moving into being aware of the country that you are in. Just be aware of the entire country that you are in. Now I want you just to be aware of where in the part of the world that you are in. If you're in the West, if you're in the East, and you're now just taking all that in. If I'm in the Western world, I'm being aware of everything that is in the West. I want you to expand it even further, where you feel the entire planet Earth in your awareness. You are aware of everything upon the Earth. Don't think, just be aware. There's a difference between thinking and awareness. Awareness is permanence. Thinking is impermanent. Be permanently aware, because that is who and what you are. Now that we have brought our expansion together throughout the entire planet, we're now just going to start lifting our lightfulness. We're going to start lifting our heart. We're going to start feeling a lot more lighter, a lot more softer, a lot more gentler. And this is going to be guided through the breath. So I want you to just take a slow, deep breath in, very slow. Just like you're bringing that breath right at the top of your head. And then as you exhale, slowly expanding that breath out so that it meets exactly where your awareness is. That your awareness is covering the entire planet, and so your breath is being breathed in all the way up to the top of your head, and then expanding it out. And just feeling like that entire breath is covering all of the earth. And as you start to inhale, I want you to think of something very, very positive. If I was to show you a picture of a kitten, or if I was to show you a picture of a baby, if I was to show you something that would just melt your heart, that's what I want you to feel as you inhale. Just feel that lightness and love as you inhale. Right up to the top of your head. And then expand that love out as you exhale. Letting it encompass the entire earth as you are fully aware of the planet Earth. Once again, thinking of that really loving sensation, letting that loving sensation come through your breath as you inhale. right to the top of the head. Exhale that breath. Expand it out. And don't just see yourself as the center point. I want you to feel yourself as the breath, as you're expanding the breath out throughout the entire planet. So again, inhale. Feeling that love, that bliss within yourself. Right to the top of the head. And expanding it out. Be the breath. Be what you are expanding. Don't just be aware of the center point here. Be aware of everything that is contained within your awareness. Breathing in, feeling that love and bliss and happiness, getting lighter and lighter. Expand it out. Be the expansion. Inhale again, breathing in the love, the bliss. Expand it out. Be the expansion. Be that prana, be that life force that you're expanding out throughout the entire planet. Once again, inhale the bliss. Expand it out. Yes, you can breathe out through the mouth if you want to exhale through the mouth, that's fine too, okay? But we're inhaling through the nose. You can either exhale through the nose or through the mouth, whichever you prefer, but just feel yourself expanding. As you continue to do that blissful inhaling breath and you're expanding that out, I want you to feel more and more awareness of the earth as you're expanding out. So you're feeling more and more of the awareness of yourself as you're inhaling all of that bliss. You feel the innerness of yourself. And then you exhale and expand it. And where it expands is what you are being aware of. You are touching all the lands, all of the oceans. You're touching the sky. You're touching the atmosphere of the entire planet as you expand. Inhale. Feel the inner bliss of yourself. Feel your innerness. Exhale, expand. And inhale. Exhale. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, that inner bliss, and expand. Exhale. And just let yourself relax. Just let yourself feel lighter and softer, more in bliss, more in expansiveness, as you're just observing now. And just witnessing yourself. You are aware that you are the entire planet Earth. You are aware of the land. You are aware of the oceans. You are aware of every creature. You are aware of the air. You are aware of the sky. You are aware of the atmosphere. You are aware of the entire Earth body. As you are aware of you being the entire Earth body, you can now start to retract the awareness. Slowly back now, coming back, nice and slowly back into ourselves, back into our center point. Just feel that retraction as all of that loving bliss and expansiveness comes with you, as you're contracting that loving presence back into yourself now. And just taking a moment now just to reflect back into your body. Feeling all of that energy, all of that love and that bliss and that expansion. Feel that just flowing through you. As you slowly come back into the body, as you slowly start to move your fingers, your hands, your wrists, rotating your shoulders, maybe slowly and gently moving the head. And the other way too. And just letting yourself relax, fluttering the eyes. And when you're ready, you can come back into the present moment. Okay. So, thank you everybody for joining me for that guided meditation on expansion and bliss. Like I said, it's just the more that you do this every single day, the more that you're feeling this bliss just coming through you as you inhale and expanding it out. Like I said, not just focusing on yourself as the center point. We often do that because, again, that's us seeing us completely as the body, right? But we're going beyond that. We just want to be that very awareness expansion that happens, right? And so as you do this every single day, like I said, guys, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel as good as gold. You're going to feel perfection. So keep working with it. That would be my recommendation to all of you. All right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into the distance healing now. So thank you again, everybody who joined me for the meditation. So again, if you guys do have some healing requests, either for yourself or for another, you can just feel free to place that on the chat. If it is for somebody else, then again, I'll just be working with their higher self. But if it is with you, then I'll be doing my best to work with you through the chat here, okay? Live and interactive. All right, so I do have a healing request contribution or donation here from Octavia. Thank you, Octavia. Octavia says, "Hi, Brad. Please, I request assistance in the healing of the father wound. Intending this implies the removal of my energetic... Sorry, let me just go. The healing of the father wound. Intending this implies the removal of the energetic and psychic imprint from my cellular memory energetic field." Okay. The father wound. Okay, well, you basically know what you're talking about, so I don't really. But that's okay. As long as you know what it is that you want to have cleared, that's all that matters, because Spirit does the work anyways. All right. So Octavio, certainly, we will do that now. So Octavio, all I want you to do right now is just get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable, making sure the spine is nice and straight. Okay, and I want you just to place your hands upon the center of your chest. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And once more, inhale. And exhale. All right. So Octavio, just placing your hands now in prayer posture. Feeling into your heart right now and just feeling like your heart is opening up like a blossoming flower. As it opens up, just feeling all of that light coming directly into your hands. And once that light is there, we're now just going to be expanding the hands as we breathe in and breathe out. Just making that light vast, making it as vast as the cosmos. Expanding your hands as far as they can go. And just letting your entire light pervade the entire cosmos. This represents your love, your trust, and your faith. And now you can repeat the mantra after me if you wish. It is my intention that the healing that I shall receive shall heal me. Okay? It is my intention that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, we will go ahead now and begin. Okay, Octavio, just taking your hands now, spreading them out far and wide, and slowly collecting that light back into yourself while saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all of that light back into the heart. And Octavio, you are divine, you are pure, you are perfection. Infinite love and perfection to you. Namaskar. Okay, so Octavio, I just basically wrapped a big spirit ball around you and just cleared out everything within the psychic body, the mental body, that could be cleared out. Okay, so we have to remember, whatever you hold on to can't be cleared out until you personally let it go, until you personally relinquish it. Okay, so Octavio, thank you very much. Hope you're feeling well. Blessings to you. Okay, so thank you again, Octavio, for your donation. We got another donation here from Martine. And just a thank you. Thank you, Martine. I appreciate that. Blessings to you too. Okay. So again, hello everybody from all over the world. Good to see you here. Okay. So I have a healing request here from Claire. Claire says, I would like to request a healing for my friend who has bad COPD. She's in hospital at the moment. Many thanks. Okay. So I'll certainly work together with her to helping her out. I didn't get her name, but I'll just refer to her as Claire's friend, and that she's recuperating from COPD. All right. So this will be to Claire's friend. So I'll just be calling her in now. So just to Claire's friend's higher self, just to be present with me now. Okay, she is present with me. Just feeling her higher self with me, her hands in prayer posture, expanding the light out, vast as the cosmos. It is my intention for the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, and we will go ahead and begin now. And Claire's friend's higher self now, just bringing all that light back into her. God is making her better. God is making her better. God is making her better. Bring all that light back into her heart. Love and blessings to her. She is well, she is divine, she is pure, she is perfection. Namaskar. Okay, so thank you, Claire. So maybe just check in on your friend. It's good for you just to continue to send her lots of love as well, too. And again, one of the best things that we can do for a person to actually assist them in healing is to bring about the greatest feeling of love that you have. Do you guys remember, if you guys have been tuning into my videos, where I've talked about the forces beyond the mind, right? So we go beyond the mind and we come into the love force. Now that love force is accessed quite commonly just through a template memory that we have. So when we have a template memory where we felt a situation, where we felt a lot of love coming together, it's not even about the situation as well, too. It's more so just looking at that situation through memory as a marker. Once we have that marker, we just strip away the memory, and we realize there was that very, very powerful moment where I had such a wonderful feeling of love. And all we're doing is we're harnessing that. Now, truthfully, you are love. You are made out of love. The very source of yourself is love, happiness, bliss, right? Basically, as we would refer to in yoga as Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. Okay, and that's what we're accessing. I wouldn't even say accessing, we're basically just harnessing it because it is our source. But we take that beautiful force of love and we just cast it upon the person or persons that we want to help out. Now, I'm giving this advice to all of you. Okay, I'm trying to teach you guys how to be superhuman here. Or rather, the idea is I refer to it as superb human. Okay, it's to be a superb human. And I want you guys to try this. I want you guys to give up your addictions with material stuff and technology and all that stuff and just come into love and just see what it does. Because first of all, it doesn't cost you anything because you're made out of it. Second of all, it's more powerful than any form of technology that you can imagine yourself to experience. Third of all, it works instantly. Okay, I would love to see you guys just continue to harness that love. Bring that love force. There's no thoughts involved. You just take that memory, the memory fades away, and now we're just with the love, and we're just casting that love towards our loved one, all right, or loved ones. It can work in groups as well, too. So keep working with that, and that's going to benefit everybody. Okay. Please remember the power of yourselves. It's greater than any technology that exists. You are that love, that bliss, and that awareness, all right? Okay, we got a couple more donations up here. This one is from Martine again. I think maybe Martine just forgot to put the text in her last donation. So hello, Martine. I request healing for my landlord. His brain's bleeding. I suspect vaccine related. Had surgery early this morning. All right. Well, yes, of course. We'll certainly help out your landlord. And I didn't get his name, so I'll just refer to him as Martine's landlord. Okay. All right, so that's no problem. We can certainly help out with him. And Martine, again, if you want to give that love force to him in the background, please feel free to, and anybody else who would love to. If we're seeing a person suffering, guys, each of us suffers, right? It's kind of like, again, this is the whole idea that when we see a person down, when we see a person struggle, that's happening to ourselves as well. And what do? We don't go to the idea of the drama of the story. We come upwards. We raise up, right? We grab a hold of our compassion and we exercise it. Okay, so again, this is why I suggest everybody can work on the particular person that's kind of focused in the limelight right now, and that is Martine's landlord. Okay, so to Martine's landlord, I'll just ask for his higher self to be present with me. Okay, his higher self is now present. Hands together in prayer posture. And again, expanding the light out. Vast as the cosmos, stating the affirmation, it is my intention that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. And we will now begin. Okay, and to Martine's landlord, just absorbing his light back into himself. God is making him better. God is making him better. God is making him better. Bring all of that light back into his heart. And to Martine's landlord, you are pure, you are divine, you are perfection. Namaskar. Okay. So the feeling I'm getting, Martine, is he's going to be okay, right? He's going to spend some time in recovery, but he is going to be okay. He is going to make it through this, okay? So again, that's very, very considerate, very loving of you to offer that help to him as well, too. So blessings to you both. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, I'm just going to take a quick 1-minute break. I've, of course, been drinking water all morning, so you can kind of guess what I need to do. So I'll just be back here in just 1 minute. Okay, so we'll get back into doing some more healing here. We got about 20 minutes before we get into Q&A, guys, so just make sure you guys get your questions ready for the chat. We'll be going into Q&A here. Q&A. It's Q&A. We'll be getting into Q&A here in about less than 20 minutes time. Okay. So let's just go down the list here. I think I had another contribution, but it disappeared here. So let me just go down the list here and see if I can find it. Oh, that was from Naran, but Naran did not have a comment. Just a donation. Thank you, Naran. I appreciate that. Okay, let me just go back up again. Okay. Oh, this actually isn't a healing request. It's just from Kathleen. Kathleen says, you will be able to fly out of Canada without being vaxxed. When did that change? Guys, people are doing it. People are flying out of Canada, going to Mexico. People are flying out of Canada, going to Italy, right? Unvaccinated. Yes, you can absolutely do it. Guys, there's nothing in the, what do they call it? The Quarantine Act? Or is that what it's called? There's nothing in the Quarantine Act about you having to be injected by a foreign body. You simply state that to them. There's nothing they can do. You can go through the airport and you can fly to countries that are welcoming people that are unvaccinated. Again, Italy is one of them. Germany is another one. Mexico is another one. UK is another one. Okay? Guys, you do not have to put up with that BS. Okay? So again, look at the Quarantine Act with yourself. And you will see that there is nothing here that permits the idea of a foreign body being injected into yourself, nor is anything being put into the body whatsoever. You simply quote that to them. There's nothing they can do about it. You can absolutely travel to other countries as an unvaccinated Canadian to the countries that have opened their doors to the unvaccinated, like the countries that I've just aforementioned. You can absolutely do that. If that wasn't possible, guys, do you think I'd be planning a UK tour here in the next summer? Okay, you can absolutely do it. So, we're also going to notice in the next couple of months that all of that stuff, all that garbage is going to be thrown in the fire. Okay, its days are numbered, and it's going to be ending here very, very soon. Anyways, let's get back into healing. I'm pretty sure that'll probably spark some more questions when we do Q&A, but nonetheless, guys, that's what I'm receiving. That's what I've received, and that's what I'm telling you. Okay, let's go down here a bit more. Okay, this one here is from Freemans555. Love the name. At least it's not Cranky Pants McGee, right? Freemans555. Brad, I would like to request a healing for myself. I have issues with my throat. I do produce lots of mucus, and I have to clear my throat many times a day. So I know what that's like. I've had that as well too. So what is actually happening, Freeman, is that we have a lot of, if I'm speaking here with Ayurveda, we have a very kapha-like throat. Okay, there's too much mucus and there's too much cold in the body when it comes around the area of the throat and the lungs. So what you want to do is you want to have a little bit more drier food and a little bit more warmer food. Okay, warm, dry food, and you want to have it around 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. each day, because that is the prime time, so to speak, of having our digestive fire very active. Okay, so that is a kapha condition in Ayurveda. So eat dry food and have it a little bit more warm. Okay, warm, dry food. Oatmeal, for example, would be a good idea. Okay, maybe some dry fruits as well too, like some dry banana slices. Having that as well too, right? Just getting a lot more dryness in the body because the body is too wet. Okay, too much water, too much stickiness. So again, to reverse that, we look into the warm and the dry. Okay, I'm doing that currently myself with Ayurveda, so I know exactly what you're going through, because I too have a kapha throat and lungs as well too. It's a bit of a pain, but hey, we're gonna get through it. That's why I'm clearing my throat sometimes too. Okay, it's kind of interesting because I have a kapha here and I have vata digestion, but I have a pitta body type. So again, it's kind of a mix and match, but you basically just want to focus on the area that represents that body type, and that's what you're eating for. Until that area is clear, then you go on into the next area. All right, so basically I'm eating much more for vata-based digestion right now. So I know what you're going through, man. I do. Anyways, yes, we'll do a healing request for you here. See, here it goes. I start talking, I start coughing. So, yes, we will do a healing on the throat for you with the mucus buildup. So, Freeman, just get yourself nice and comfortable, placing your hands upon the center of the chest. Deep breath in and out. Another time, deep breath in and out. And one more time and out. And just relaxing now, placing your hands in prayer posture, opening up the heart, feeling the light in the heart like a blossoming flower come in between the palms, and just expanding that light out as you inhale and exhale. Permeating and pervading that light, making it as vast as the cosmos itself, representing your love, your trust, and your faith. And just repeating after me, it is my intention that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? And we'll now go ahead and begin. Okay, Freeman, so just bring your hands back out, absorbing that light back into yourself, saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Placing all of that light back into the heart. Okay, your heart, your throat's going to be feeling a lot better, okay? But we want to make sure that we're persistent with this, okay? So like I said, it'll help you for a certain amount of time. But like I said, if we're not eating properly, as well too, if we have a lot of emotional stress, emotional duress in the lungs, in the throat, We're not feeling like we're speaking our own truth, right? We feel like there's a lack of wisdom that we're not expressing. That too can permeate as blockages as well too. So Freeman, what I'd also like you to do is I'd like you to work with the release ball method, okay? So that's one of my newest videos on my YouTube channel. It's actually the trailer video. When you guys go onto my channel and work with that, okay? And just clear out a lot of stuff that represents the throat, breath as well too. There's been times where you've been doing some heavy breathing or hyperventilating, or you've been stressed out over situations. These are the things we want to surrender to and release, because that's going to help you much more extensively with your condition, okay? And make sure you're eating to balance out the kapha within yourself. So like I said, that's currently what I'm doing too, and it's working. Slowly but surely, but it's working. Okay, thank you, Freeman. Okay, guys, I think we're going to do one or two more healing requests, and we're going to get into Q&A. So like I said, guys, just get your questions ready. Okay, this one here is from Classy Music. Classy Music says, hello, Brad, requesting healing with difficulties swallowing. I don't know the root cause, and I love to heal it. Also, any other advice? That may be a problem with the salivary glands, okay? But usually it's also something that we can get, choked up about as well, too. That can also relate to emotional issues. But again, we'll work on it today here for Classy Music. Now, I don't know if you're male or female Classy Music, so I'll just refer to Classy Music here. So Classy Music, just get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. Okay, prayer posture. Opening up the heart, feeling all of that light coming into the hands. Expanding that light out. Letting that light pervade throughout the entire cosmos, representing your love, your trust, your faith. Stating after me, it is my intention that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll begin now. Okay, Classy Music, just bringing your hands out, collecting that light. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Putting that light back into your heart. You are divine. You are pure. You are perfection. Thank you very much, Classy Music. Infinite love to you. Namaskar. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to take one more healing request, and we're going to go into Q&A. So one last person. Okay. So I'm just going down the list here a bit more. Let's just see here. Okay, this is a new person I haven't worked with before. This is Marta. So Marta, hello. Marta asks, hi Brad, can I ask for healing from my thyroid nodules, please? Sure, we can do that. So Marta, just go ahead and take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. In. Out. And in. Out. Placing your hands in prayer posture. Feeling your heart open up like a blossoming flower. Feeling the heart light coming out of the heart, moving in between the palms. Expanding the light out. Making that light as vast as the cosmos, permeating everywhere. Your love, your trust, your faith. Repeating after me, it is my intention that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, we'll go ahead now and we'll begin. Okay, Marta, go ahead, expanding your hands out, collecting your light, bringing it back into yourself, saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing that light back into your heart. You are divine, you are pure, you are perfection. Thank you very much, Marta. Infinite love and blessings to you. Namaskar. Okay. So guys, we're going to do a group healing here really quick before we get into Q&A. So again, if I didn't get around to you today and you're still around here and you want to have a healing session with me, then you can go ahead and join in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to imagine like a large spirit ball is just encapsulating all around you. Now, if you do want to contribute your healing to somebody else, you certainly can. You're going to receive it automatically. But if you also want to give this to somebody else, if you have somebody else in mind, then just put that intention forward. And I'll be doing a special affirmation for those of you who do want to send this healing for somebody else, but you're also going to be getting it too. Okay? So, hands upon the center of the chest. Let's take 3 deep breaths in and out together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, placing hands in prayer posture. Feeling your heart opening up. Feeling that light coming out from the heart. Placing it in between the palms. Expanding that light out as you exhale. And inhale, exhale. Making that light as vast as the cosmos itself. Permeating and pervading throughout the entire cosmos. This is your love, your trust, your faith. And now we will say an affirmation, firstly for ourselves. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. And for those of you who are sending this to another, I completely believe that the healing that my friend or my relative shall receive shall heal them. Okay? So right now I want you just to do a scan on yourself, right, from the top of your head, slowly going down to the bottom of your feet. If it's something physical, emotional, or mental, it can be any of those things. It's just something that you're ready to relinquish, something that you're ready to give up within yourself, okay? Now I want you just to imagine like you have that thing and you're putting it inside a small sphere, kind of like a soap bubble, okay? And you just feel kind of like a black mist is being put inside that soap bubble, and you're just extracting it from yourself, and you're just putting it directly in front of your face here, okay? Now you're encapsulated in this spirit ball. So you're just seeing this little ball here while you're also encapsulated in this big ball here, okay? And I want you just to be aware of that. Now you may also start to feel like other dense energies are being excreted from yourself and seeing that as black mist, and that's just going throughout the ball. If you notice that, for those of you who are clairvoyant or intuitive, just let that be. That's just all the debris that's being pulled out of you through the spirit ball. And again, I'll be giving you guys the cue to snap your fingers to release at a particular moment. Once you see that, I want you just to pay attention with that ball that's directly in front of you. And I also want you to pay attention to the black mist that's around you as well, too. And when you snap your fingers, you're going to see all that gone. Okay? So, let's go ahead now and begin. And this is for everybody as well, too. If you are watching this on recording, this is for you, too. So whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching with this on recording, you can do it with me, too. All right, here we go. Okay, getting ready to snap your fingers, everybody. In 3, 2, 1, snap your fingers. Be aware of that ball that was just in front of you. Is that black mist that was inside the ball now completely gone? Okay, now look around you. That black mist that may be around you, is that black mist that was around you now completely gone? Okay, if yes, great work. If no, then just look at the black ball and look at the black mist around you. And all you're saying within yourself is, I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. Actually, let me take out the forgives because I'm getting out of the forgiveness thing. That's an old habit. I apologize for that. I'd rather you say this. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I've been saying I forgive for years. But I did a video about that, about how we really don't need to concern about forgiveness, but rather just surrender. So instead of forgive, let's just say I surrender, okay? So again, if that's still around you, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. And I want you just to keep saying I surrender until you feel like all of that starts to get weaker and weaker and lighter and lighter. And then when you feel like you've completely surrendered to everything around you, snap your fingers again, okay? And you'll see that all completely gone. While you're doing that, I'm just sending more loving prana to everyone here that is tuning in now. Okay, very good. All right, so the spirit ball is now disappearing. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me with the group healing. Just bringing that light now back into yourselves. As you're bringing it back, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. And returning it back into the heart. Okay? You are all pure. You are all divine. You are all perfection. Namaskar. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining me for the healing today. So we're going to go ahead now and move on to Q&A. So we got under an hour, and we're going to get into some Q&A. Oh, geez, I forgot to put my little box. I knew there was something I forgot to do before that, so my apologies, guys. I think we'll just stick with this today then. That's usually what I do before I go on the air, but I was in a bit of a rush. I missed it. But that's okay. I can still see you guys here in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and get started with some Q&A. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the list here, guys. I'm just going to kind of go random through the chat today, just going up and down and just seeing if I see any good questions as I come across them. Okay. Fix my chat here for a second here. There we go. Okay. Okay, Martine just gave me an update here. Martine says, thank you so much for your love and healing. Light to my landlord, much appreciated. I also use the healing code cards on his picture 24/7. It's very, very sweet that you're doing that, Martine. So that's wonderful. You're definitely a saint. Keep up the great work. Okay. Okay, this is a question here from Rigo. Rigo says, Brad, what Native American tribes are on the New Earth? I really don't know. Now, basically, I think you're asking this question because I was doing a video not too long ago about astral traveling to the New Earth, and I was doing something called Yoga Nidra, and I was able to create an astral projection body, and I was able to go into the New Earth, and I saw some people there while I was looking into the New Earth, and there were some Native American tribes. I didn't go up to them. I didn't ask their names. I didn't ask what tribe they belonged to, any that way. But they were very much, it's kind of like how you would see modern people nowadays. But they were building villages. And they were also able to work with these grids. These grids were basically hexagonal in nature. And you're able to pull material out of these grids. And so they were actually pulling out lumber from these grids. They did not harm the environment whatsoever. They did not cut down any trees. They were literally just manifesting these pieces of lumber out from, I guess you could say, extra dimensional pockets. That'd be the best way I could put it. So it's almost kind of like having extra dimensional access, and your thought is able to bring about a manifestation, whatever it may be. So they were basically just pulling out these big slabs of lumber, and they were putting together these kind of like cabins, homes as well too. But they were living completely out in nature. They were also able to pull out food from these extra dimensional pockets as well too. So it was very, very different. Yes, astral beings do eat, right? So they do eat, but it's something a lot more lighter, you can say, right? So we're, of course, in our dense realm here. We have denser foods, but they are able to eat as well too. So I was just seeing them pulling out lumber and pulling out all these different things from these extra dimensional storage spaces. I was basically just kind of in observer mood. I wasn't being noticed by anybody. I was kind of invisible in that way. But that's what I was noticing, just going to these different villages. And they were living very, very simply. It's kind of like looking at these off-the-grid communities today. Very much similar to that altogether. So that's really what I saw. But I did not get an idea of what their type of tribe was like or anything like that. Okay, but just like if you were to see natives of today and basically looking at off-the-grid communities, it very much looked like that. There was also kind of like log homes as well too, like very long log homes, cabins as well too. It was in the daytime, so there was no campfires or anything like that. It was just a lot of people just kind of moving around and just constructing things. It was very, very interesting from what I was seeing on the New Earth. Okay, that's the best I can give you, Rigo. I don't have any other information other than that. Okay. Yeah, Eileen also had an advice here as well too. Eliminating dairy products help clear mucus. I haven't touched milk in a very, very long time, so not in ages. So yeah, I pretty much have cut dairy out completely. Even cutting out eggs. Sometimes I'll have eggs once in a while, but it's really not good to have eggs too often. So having that out, milk, cheese, eggs, yeah. Mushrooms as well too. Okay, and I know a lot of people love mushrooms, but actually according to Ayurveda, mushrooms are very tamasic, right? So cutting back on mushrooms has also benefited me as well too. And that was difficult to do because I actually love mushrooms. Okay, so thank you, Eileen, for that piece of advice too. Okay, this one here is from Skywalker of Great Liberation. Question, what really happened with Princess Diana and her sons? Did they go into protective custody? And if, will they make a comeback? All right, so let's take a look at the cards. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of look at Diana for today. Maybe we'll do her sons at another time or something like that. It kind of like just, we'll look into Diana. There's some people across the internet that believe that Princess Diana is still alive. Okay, so why don't we look into that? Let's ask the tarot if Princess Diana is still alive, if she's still here, if she's still in the background, and maybe will she be making her presence known if she is alive. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, So this is representing the past. I feel like there have been people, of course, all over the world that mourned for Princess Diana when it was stated that she died in an accident. Okay, is she dead? I don't think so. I think she is still alive. I think she still is around. Okay, so I think there was just it was almost like a counter operation in an operation taking place here. And whatever happened in that way, I think that was more so of her staging her own death. And I think that's really what it was, because I feel like she's a very, very vital component to have been battling the old royal family as it was to at the time to where she was leaving. So the whole idea here is that she still is very much alive. Okay, that was basically no more than a staged event that was taking place surrounding her quote unquote death. So it was basically in that sense a faked death. So she basically did that to get out of the picture, because I think that there was a point where she really had so much knowledge that I think that she's been working with, we commonly refer to them as the white hats, as I refer to them as the counter forces, and I feel like she's been working with them for a very, very long time. Okay, she's been doing a lot of work in the background, and I think that's how they're able to get a lot of their vital knowledge surrounding royal family and a lot of the old dark cabal that was around. We may start to see her come back, though. Okay, there may be an opportunity. I don't know if it's in the near future, but I think that this is indicating that there's a plan. There's a plan that maybe she may come out and she may expose certain things, but that's not a 100%. It's certainly that there's been plans, there's been agendas for her maybe to show herself again very, very soon. But the feeling I'm getting is that she was not killed by that accident way back when. Okay, so she still is very much here. The feeling I'm getting intuitively as well too is that her sons are there as well too. Okay, so herself and her whole family are intact. Okay, they have not left the earth plane. They are still here. So that whatever happened in that accident all those years ago was a staged event. It was not real. Okay, so that's great news. She is still here, but again, there's plans about maybe her possibly revealing some stuff. I think maybe she's just helping to reveal stuff in the background right now, but certainly she is still here. Okay, and her kids are as well too. All right, thank you very much. Good question, Skywalker. Glad you're using the Force. Let's see. Okay, this one here is from Ava. Eva. Hi, Brad. Question. Do you also see a single major global event or a chain of them happening this autumn that will change the course of things forever? Well, personally, yes, I do. But we'll look into a little bit more for the cards here. Okay, I do personally see that. Now I'm debuting the signposts here on Sunday. So Sunday is a brand new bi-weekly series, as I talked about. It's called the Signposts, right? It's the momentum of current events, see where they're going. Basically, what I do is I'm going to be speaking entirely just through spirit throughout the entire video. So I'll have like a little intro, and it will be me. My eyes will be closed, and I will just be sharing insight on certain events completely through spirit transmission. Okay, and so that's going to be very, very interesting, and that will be up this Sunday. And again, it will be recurring every 2 weeks. So again, the Sunday after next will be an infinite intelligence report, and then the signposts, and back and forth like that. So we'll have a lot of information to share through that too. Okay, so again, for Ava's question about a single global event or chain of events that are happening this autumn that will change the course of things forever. So let's take a look at the cards, see what the cards say about that. You bet, guys. You absolutely are betting your last bottom dollar that something is going to happen. This has been impatience in the past, right? So many people have been impatient, say, come on, let's just drop an exposure, right? Let's get a data dump happening here. Let's get something here that's really just going to expose everything. Well, that is just about to happen. It's just about to happen. It may already be happening as well, too. Like I said, all we're really seeing in the media, guys, is just regurgitated stuff. It's stuff that's already happened in the past. And now it's just basically cut and dry and giving it to the public, okay? But like I said, it's not going to be the entire truth of what you guys see. We kind of know this by now, right? My regulars who are here on my Newark TV Live kind of know this by now. That it's going to be cut and dry with a lot of different things. There's going to be a lot of cover-ups, a lot of things, guys. You're not going to be getting the full Monty, as it were, pertaining to this disclosure. When it comes to mainstream media, they're going to be covering stuff up, okay? It's very, very sanitized. This is why I say this is the best source that will tell you exactly what's going on, is your own heart. But it is a time for celebration, okay? It's like I said, what I was talking about earlier on in the broadcast about the idea of COVID, about the idea of restrictions, about the mandates, about the vaccinations. All of that's going to go. And I feel it's going to be going here probably within the next couple of months. For Canada specifically, yes, it's going to be gone here, I think, probably before the end of the fall. So we're seeing that fall away. I think a lot of other countries are also going to follow suit. Like I said, we're starting to see some countries right now that are opening their doors to unvaccinated travelers, right? And for those of you in Canada who don't think that you can travel to other countries that welcome unvaccinated, well, you guys really need to do your research a little bit more, because you can, okay? The Quarantine Act has nothing to do with you feeling like you have to get a poke, okay? There is nothing in that whatsoever that says you need to get that. You mention the Quarantine Act, they cannot do a damn thing to you, and you can certainly go where you need to go, right? So if they try to write up a fine, go ahead. Go and give me a little ticket, I don't care. It will never, ever pass through court, because there's nothing within the law that would back up that fine. It'll be thrown out, okay? So like I said, you certainly have the ability to travel the world, where countries are open to the unvaccinated, all right? Anyone that tells you, no, you can't, no offense, but that's not what I'm seeing, all right? So, yeah, it looks like, again, we're going to be seeing some serious changes taking place. We're going to see some new transitions taking place. We're going to see some of the old laws, I wouldn't even really call them laws. They were nothing but scams. We're just seeing more of the old scams exposed. We're seeing transitional government taking place as well, too. It's going to be a much more uplifting time in the next couple of months. So there certainly are some big announcements to come. There certainly are some very powerful shifts that are looking to happen here. Again, probably taking down restrictions, maybe more countries opening their doors, seeing the complete and total abolishment of the COVID agenda, and many other good things. So I think it certainly will be a sequence of events, but not just one big granddaddy event, but a sequences of events that basically are granddaddies themselves, okay? So I'm certainly seeing that. It looks very, very promising. There's not a single negative card really in this. This one is kind of iffy, but that's the past, okay? So when we're looking at the present cards, very, very positive, okay? So it's just letting us know, whatever we have been wanting to have happen in the past is about to come together. Now we're getting out of the white-hot summer, and now that white-hot energy is going to start cooling down, and it's going to start ingraining itself into the events ahead, and those events are going to be very, very promising. We're going to see new leadership, new transitional government. We're going to see financial changes taking place. We're going to see old corporations being taken over by new candidates, so to speak, right? A lot of people stepping down, or maybe they have COVID, whatever it is, but they're going to be taken out of the way as well, too. It's a complete and total dismantling. It's a complete and total internal house cleaning that's taking place. We're seeing it. We're starting to see it right now. At least I certainly am. All right. Thank you very much, Ava, for your question. Let's move on down here. Okay, this one here is from TBJ Fan. From Freeman. I'm feeling the healing energy in my heart, Brad. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you, Freeman, for your update. TBJ Fan. With the passing of the Queen, are we now set to see counterforce-initiated rolling country-to-country banking internet blackouts in the next few months, where ATMs, bank cards may not work? Let's go to the cards for that. Right? Let's check out the cards. See what the cards say about that. Well, yes, I would say definitely in the near future we're going to be seeing that. Okay, so the past here in that sense is that this has nothing to do with the Queen passing away. It's nothing to do with it whatsoever. She's been gone for quite some time, right? Years ago she left this plane. Why do you think really when we looked at last Christmas that we basically had two different queens giving holiday greetings to people, right? There are two entirely different actresses, right? So she's been gone for quite some time. This has nothing to do with the Queen passing away. It's very much like what I was talking about I think I was talking about, I can't remember when I was talking about it. There was something about Queen passing away. Did I do a video on that? I can't remember if I did a video on that with the Queen. I've done so many videos, I just can't remember. But basically, this is bringing people together right now. This is actually going to start bringing unification together. This is going to lead into something a lot more positive. Yes, we're seeing the gears shifting. We're seeing things flipping around. We're going to see the entire rhetoric change. We're going to see everything that represented the old scandals of royalty fall apart, die away, right? So it's just like looking at all of these old thorns and thistles now just starting to age and deteriorate and just return back into the earth as well too. There are most definitely going to be some very big repercussions with the idea of the Queen being out of the picture right now. Everything's going to change. We're going to see implosion, okay, in the next couple of months. So this is probably as we move into the new year, and I feel that this certainly will have to do with the financial markets. So, and again, within about the next year, this is a long-term card. Now, I don't often do these because everything can change at the drop of a hat, but this is within about a year. This is showing new authority coming in, and basically we're going to see a complete and total reintegration of the financial markets. So it looks like the new financial system is on its way, okay? And it feels like 2023 will probably be the year where a lot of that will start to be implemented and integrated all together. So we're seeing some very, very powerful shifts taking place here, especially over the next couple of months, right up into the end of 2022, and then going into 2023, which is the year of reset, right? We're going to see a lot of shifts, and this is all just going according to plan, right? So it's exactly what I've been saying about 2023. It's a year of reset. It's a year of revaluation. It's a year of review. It's an introspective time. And so we're going to really see a lot of things being reevaluated, a lot of things being taken down, and a lot of new things being put in its place. It's very much a renewal period. It's a renewal year. That's what 2023 represents. Birthing something new, resetting everything, letting go of the old, letting the old die away, and letting the new be born. Okay? So very good question, TPG. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Okay, this one here is from Grow. Grow, again, asking about Norway, because I know you've had quite a few questions about Norway in the past. Like I said, as I've talked about Norway, you guys are going through some hairy situations, but it is going to be getting better, right? But let's take a look in regards to your question about will they be stopping the vaccine, will they soon stop vaxxing people in Norway? Okay, so let's take a look at that through the cards. Basically, the answer I'm getting is that when you people say that you've had enough, it will be enough, right? Too many of you are still too tolerant in the idea of letting vaccinations come to you, of bringing vaccinations back in. So if there's still too many people that are going along with the status quo, it's going to continue. More of you have to stand up. More of you have to make an impact. That's what needs to take place first and foremost, okay? That's coming from Spirit. So Grow, that's very important for the Norwegian people to know. I know, I have Norwegian ancestry myself, so I feel for them, of course. But let's take a look at the cards here and see what the cards say as well. It's saying exactly what Spirit just shared with me. Exactly what Spirit just shared with me, okay? You guys are still balancing things out. You guys still are not standing up enough. There needs to be more impact. There needs to be more work that needs to be done behind the scenes. You guys have to say, enough is enough. We're done with this. There needs to be more people-powered situation here, right? People have to be standing up a lot more, okay? This is the whole idea here. You guys are being bullied, really, in that idea. Now, the good news, yes, the counter forces are in the background, and they're working on things, but the people still have to stand up. The counter forces in the background are not going to do this for you guys. You guys have to stand up here, right? So again, it's a matter of going with groups. It's a matter of being with your soul tribe. Again, like I said, counter forces are working in the background. This is going to be collapsing probably within the next couple of months, okay? But you guys could be doing a lot more, and there's not enough that's being done in Norway. You guys got to really stand up and really put your foot down and saying, no, we are not participating with this, and we're going to take a stand. Maybe it's something doing like a freedom convoy, right? Something like that. But there needs to be something very inventive in Norway that's going to help people to say, you got to stop just holding out your arm and welcoming in those jabs. Too many people are still doing that in Norway. Okay? So again, maybe you guys need a freedom convoy. Maybe you guys need some sort of rally that's coming together. But you guys got to stand up a lot more, and you got to make more noise. That's why it's been prolonged as much. Like I said, guys, it's not just going to magically disappear if very small amounts of you are not really doing anything. Okay, the larger amounts of people that are coming together, even if it's, like I said, a quarter of the population of Norway, that's more than enough. And it's just a matter of being able to stand up. It can even be less than that. It could be even like 15, 20%. Okay, because like I said, that love energy that comes out of that group is much more stronger than those who are being idle. Right? But there still needs to be a lot of work with Norway. Norway really has to get itself together. It's going to be, that's the good news, in the next couple of months, as probably we get closer to the new year. But you guys got to stand up. You got to rally. You got to make an impact. You got to do a freedom convoy, something like that, to really get the attention going. Okay? Thank you, Gro. Okay, let me just go down the list here a bit more. Got something here from 69mega.com. Good Lord. All right, let me just remove that. Go report would be better. So weird too, because when I check on these, when I check on my videos, sometimes I see just these like spam things being put up on the chat, and think, YouTube, you guys need to get a handle on that, man. Rather than having these, spammers coming along. Okay, let's go down the list here. Just take a glass of water first. Chairman Gorman, I basically just already answered your question about the Queen and about what's going to lead to that. So yeah, I've already taken care of that question. But thank you for asking it. Okay, here's a spiritual related question, which I always enjoy a lot more. This is from Freeman. Freeman says, is it necessary to set intentions before meditating for achieving deep states or contact with beings? Can you also command your brain to enter theta brainwaves? So basically, Freeman, you're asking about 3 or 4 different things here in this question, okay? First of all, you have to ask the question, why do you want to meditate? What is your intention for meditation? What are you attempting to accomplish? Okay? So it may be in the idea of saying, I just want to get quiet. Okay, so there's no preparation for that. It's just a matter of being able to do the breath work, right? So you're going into heart rate variability. You want to go into the quiet. You want to go into your inner silence and just remain there. Great. There's an idea. Now you're also talking about the idea of contact with beings. Well, that really is something different. Okay, when you're connecting with beings in that sense, yes, you do want to have some type of preparation before that time. Now, what I would suggest is rather than just going off and contacting beings, you go to the higher self first. Okay, don't just go running around with extraterrestrials. Okay, that's actually quite dangerous. So what I would suggest first is that you're working to connect with the higher self. And that's very much in the idea of you just going into the quiet and just connecting with the higher self, connecting with all of you, connect with your soul. Right? Do you guys remember the bee breath? Okay, as soon as I start doing that, I can feel this intuitive flow coming through. Okay, that's a great thing to do, is doing the bee breath and opening up the heart. Because if you feel, oh, bro, I don't know if I can connect with the higher self. Is your heart open? No, then that's what you need to start working on. right? You want to make sure your heart is open. You want to make sure you're expanding, just like what we were doing today in the guided meditation, right? Working with bliss and expansion, bliss and expansion. That works great as well too, okay? There's quite a few different varieties that you can do. But again, what I suggest is that you go to the higher self first. Go to the soul. Be the witness, okay? And once you're there and you're connecting with the higher self, and I've also done a video called Superconscious Prompting, okay? That helps you connect directly to infinite intelligence and that you're getting answers that way. You don't need to go to ETs. You don't need to go to beings, right? If you're being personally contacted by an ET, that's a different story, right? I was personally contacted by Adronis when I first started to channel him, and that's why I channeled him, right? It was just a friend of mine that says, Brad, there's strong connections with Sirius here. You should just go into channeling and connect with the entity that's there. And I did that, and Adronis showed up. He was basically ringing my doorbell, okay? That's a different story. When you guys aren't really having your doorbells rung, don't worry about ETs, okay? Go to your higher self first, and then if you want to talk to your higher self and saying, oh, higher self, I think I would like to have some guides, maybe some extraterrestrial guides that can come through, then let the higher self bring them to you, okay? But don't just go off on a wild goose chase and trying to hunt down and search for ETs. Oh my God, hey, here's the Pleiadians, I'm over here, right? And it can turn out to be something actually a lot more manipulative, okay? It is all about one state of being. And this is why I say it's very important that we go into peace. It's very important that we're doing release work. It's very important that we connect to the higher self. And through the higher self, everything comes, okay? So that's when you're connecting to star family and all of that. But if you guys are just putting the tail in between your legs and just running off to try and talk to ETs, big mistake, okay? Not wise whatsoever. You want to make sure the higher self is your filter, okay? So once you do that, then yes, you can certainly connect with Orions, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Sirians, right? All of them. Venusians, Martians, Jupiterians, Neptunians, etc. They're all there, right? There's all these forms of intelligence here because it's all you. You're everything, right? All there is the self, and everything that represents the universe is the superimposing of consciousness in this form, right? All there is you. But you want to make sure that you're getting yourself into the right state. You want to move yourself into a loving state, a lighter state, right? A state where you are celebrating yourself. If you're all pissed off and angry and sad and depressed, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and channel and turn and talk to some ATs, that'll be a disaster, a complete and total disaster. Because I've met people who have done that. And they've gone through great disaster because they were suffering, they were having a hard time, and then they just go into channeling and they start connecting with these very, very friendly beings that basically become entity attachments. And they start just sucking the life force because this person is wounded, this person is vulnerable, this person is hurt, and they're not doing any form of inner work with themselves. They just want to go talk to an extraterrestrial. That is a recipe for disaster. Okay? Don't do that. So go to the higher self, work with yourself, be with your soul, open the heart, be in a harmonious state of being so that you can enable things like that so the higher self can bring them to you. Okay? That's what I can share about that, Freeman. Very, very important. If you have more information on that, if you want more information on that, Freeman, you can always drop me an email. Okay? But that's just my suggestion to everybody, is don't just go running off looking for aliens, all right, that you can channel. Say, oh yeah, but Brad, they're really, really nice. They appeared to me in loving light and blah, 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 right? And as nice as that seems, it's going to turn into something else because I look into that person, I see that person in agony, right, guys? I can tune into you as soon as I look into you. I know exactly what's going on into you as soon as I look into your eyes. And I can see what's going on with these clients, and they are suffering tremendously. And I said, you got to stop doing channeling. You got to get out of that, and you got to clean out yourself. You got to do release work first. We start doing some release work, you start feeling better and better. We go to the higher self. The higher self brings these entities in that are much more in support with who you are, and that's when you can have those contacts, okay? Very, very important. I say this, guys, because I've dealt with it for 14 years with people like that, and I'm still dealing with them, okay? So it's very important. please go to the higher self first. Please, please, please. Okay, very important. All right, let's move on. Heather, I've already commented on your question about the tarot because you asked me this a couple weeks ago about if childhood vaccines have been cleaned up. No, they have not. Okay, and they're not going to be cleaned up for quite a while. This is the reading I was doing a while back with you. Okay, it's still going to take some time for those nasty vaccines to be completely phased out. Again, my recommendation is don't get vaccinated. Do not let your children get vaccinated. Do not do it. There is nothing in your Constitution, there is nothing in the Charter that supports that. Don't do it. Right? It's going to take some time before all that gets cleaned up. It is going to happen, but it will take some time. Okay? Okay. Grow asks, I wish I know how to wake people up. Well, you can't. Guys, do you think I'm waking you up? I'm not really waking any of you up. Okay? If I say something, it's because something strikes a chord with you. And because something strikes a chord with you, you investigate that a lot more. And then you start going on this expansive journey. I've never awoken anybody. I've never healed anybody. Nothing. Okay? There's nothing special about me. It is not I, but Spirit that work through me. Right? Going back to that old saying, it is not I, but the Father that worketh through me. Okay? All you guys are here to do is change yourselves. Don't worry about the world. Okay? The world is not your responsibility. It's for you because you're the only one who can ever change. When you start to change and you start to give up on all these things, when you start to surrender and release to all these things that represent your world, your woes, your problems, your troubles, your emotional conflicts, your tendencies, your influences, when we clear all that out, you guys are going to see a completely different world. You're not going to see the world that you're seeing right now. I can tell you this not only through my account, but through the students that I'm working with and with the clients that I'm working with, because they are cleaning themselves up and they are seeing a brand new world, and they're not concerned about a collective world and all the things that's going on. Because just by being present as a changed and free being, you are giving the greatest gift to the entire planet you could ever give. You guys really want to do something nice for the world? Clean yourself up. Change yourself. Go free. That's the greatest gift you could ever give the entire planet. Every single person, every animal, every creature on this planet is you as a free sovereign being. That's it. That's all we have to do. We're not here to have to go running for government. I have to do and feel like I have to take care of millions and millions of people and say, guys, remember to brush your teeth, remember to do this, and blah, blah. Who wants to do that? Of course they're going to retaliate against it. That's not the way. It's not the answer. Let the world take care of itself. It is being run by an infinite intelligence that we have no absolute idea of how it actually works. The unseen forces are taking care of the world. All you have to do is take care of yourself and radiate your light as you set yourself free. That's all you got to do. Okay? You can change yourself, and that's all we have to do. Stop worrying about waking other people up. It's not your job, and you can't do it in the first place. I've never woken any of you up, so if I can't do it, what makes you think that you can? Even when Jesus and Buddha were here, they never woke up a single person. They were being themselves. People saw what they represented through within themselves, and through their own intention, they woke themselves up. Not even a great master can wake up another person. So if they can't do it, what makes you think you can? You got to get out of that delusion. Just work on yourself. Be the Rubik's Cube for yourself and change. Okay? That's all I'm asking you guys to do. Just change yourselves because you are capable of that. All right? Okay. Okay, guys, I think we're getting pretty short on questions here, but I'll just keep looking and see what we got. Okay, Sonia has a question here about her dream. Sonia says, last week I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a vision of spaceships. What could that mean? Well, that's a pretty broad term altogether. But usually when you're seeing the idea of spaceships, it could be a couple of things. Number one, it could be the idea, buzzing fly here. Number one, it could be the idea that you may actually be having a vivid experience, and you may actually be able to see in between dimensions, and you can actually see ships in the sky. Okay, there are people who I've met who have been able to see through the veils, and they've been able to see ships hovering over the sky. Okay, there's the idea that, again, if you're sound asleep, if you're in a dream, you may actually be having a lucid dream experience, right? You may actually be able to see spaceships in the sky. Okay, that can actually happen. If this is something that is non-prophetic, but it's letting you know about something within yourself on an emotional level or on a mental level, in that sense, it's you wanting to escape. Okay, so it all just depends in regards to the context of how you saw it. If it was a lucid dream, if it was something where you were able to go into a lucid state and actually see through the veils and actually see spaceships, that's one thing, right? A lot of us have that capability. We do have the capability to see through the veils. There's times where we can see into other dimensions. There's times where we can see other human beings that are not coplanar together with our planet, right? They're in their own earth. They may wear different types of clothing. They may actually be part of different types of lands. It's like countless earths that are rolled together in one earth. And as we go through these different shifts that do happen astrologically, lunar shifts, other forms of orbits as well too, some earths intersect with our own, right? And we can actually temporarily see other earths moving in and out of our own dimension. Well, the same thing goes with ships. At times you can see ships just moving and passing through in between each dimension. So Sonia, it's all based upon the context here of what you're talking about. If you've actually had a lucid dream and actually experienced that, getting up and opening up the window and, okay, I see a gigantic saucer craft, absolutely can happen. But it all just depends in that sense, if it's something you're seeing or if it's something that the higher self is trying to tell you as more of a metaphor. Okay, so this is why I say it's kind of a broad term. But that's the lowdown of the terms that I can share with you. All right, thank you. All right. Okay, this one here is from Karina. Karina says, Brad, is Mother Earth needing to cool down in a small ice time? So basically what we could say like an ice age, right? After the cleaning of the cabal is done. So I think what we can do to rephrase that question, Karina, is the Earth going to be going through a miniature ice age during this time or maybe shortly after this time? Okay, I've pretty much covered this, but we'll look into the cards and just see what the cards say. Okay. Can we expect a mini ice age between now and the years to come for the planet Earth? No, we can see our planet completely free of all that stuff. Okay, so we're going to see much more positive times. The Earth doesn't need to go through that. Okay, when we were looking into the idea of a miniature ice age, that was actually much more of a dark cabal plan. Okay, one of the dark cabal plans was to block out the sun. Another cabal plan was to basically create a miniature ice age, to manufacture one, using the idea of code fusion technology and other forms of technologies that could actually create an artificial ice age for the planet. Guys, everything that you have been seeing that has represented disasters for this planet have been dark cabal controlled. None of them are natural. Okay? The idea of threat of thinking that Nibiru is going to come in and smash the Earth to bits, that too was a dark cabal agenda that they just basically put out there. Okay? The idea of an asteroid collision hitting the Earth, that too is a dark cabal agenda. The idea of blocking out the sun is the idea of a dark cabal agenda. The idea of trying to create and engineer an artificial ice age for the entire Earth is a dark cabal agenda. These were the agendas they had because they used to have all those toys and they could have most certainly have done it, but it's thanks to the counterforces that didn't happen. Okay, so no, we're moving into a much more positive time. It's not going to lead into an ice age, it's going to lead into an awakening. Okay, with people waking up, not the entire population, but enough people that will wake up that will basically steer the ship into something better, because we're leaving the old stuff behind and we're moving forward in a much more positive way. This could also lead to the idea of possibly of mentorships. This may relate to the idea of opening up contacts with Star Family and having something of that nature come together. Okay. But unfortunately, there's been a lot of smearing campaigns of thinking that there's a threat for ice ages. Scientists are trying to spin it. Other experts are trying to spin it and thinking that we're going to have an ice age and that it's going to be horrible and it's going to exterminate so many people and blah, 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 blah. But I think that's going to be coming to an end very soon, right? It's more so just hearsay than anything else that's actually viable, okay? So no, I'm not getting anything in regards to the idea of an ice age or a mini ice age happening anytime soon, okay? Like I said, all of that is artificial agendas from Dark Cabal, okay? None of those doomsday prophecies was ever naturally genuine. They were all Dark Cabal agendas. That's how sick they are, man. That's how nasty they are. So now we're seeing all of that go down with the ship. And like I said, we're moving into a much more prosperous time. Again, it's not the entire population that's waking up, guys. It's a very small percentage. Wouldn't surprise me if we're only about 1/3 of the population is waking up, but that's all that's needed to steer the ship and to move us into a better direction. As we probably look in the next couple decades, next few decades, I would say, we'll probably see much more closer to maybe about 40% or maybe even 50% of the population waking up, right? Maybe around there, maybe 40% if I'm being a little bit too overly positive, to about 50%. But probably in the next few decades, it's about 1/3 right now. So we could probably move maybe about 38, 40, 42%, maybe something like that, as we get into like the 2080s. But right now, we're pretty close to that 1/3 mark. Okay? Okay, here's a question here from Paul about pet vaccinations. Okay, so hi Brad, how about annual pet vaccinations? Are they safe or are they harmful? Are they actually necessary at all? That's a good question, okay? Because I do have people that come to me asking about vaccinating their pet, okay? I don't even like that word. I don't call animals pets, right? I just say, okay, your animal companion. How's things with your animal companion today? Okay. Yes, my dog's doing great. Great. My cat's doing great. Great. My pet python is doing great. Oh, wait, my animal companion python is doing great. Okay, great. So I try to phase out the word pet. I've never liked that word. So, animal companions. So, about annual pet vaccinations, are they safe or are they harmful? So let's take a look. Your animals don't need them. Okay, they don't need them because again, it can actually shorten lives in certain ways, right? So if you basically have like a young kitten or a young puppy in that sense, and you want to take them into the vet, right? Because a lot of people want to make sure that they're enjoying their animal companions. They want to make sure they're well. Just make sure you're taking care of them. Just making sure you're giving them a good diet. Make sure you're giving them a loving, happy home, right? Take care of them in that way. Give them some organic treatment as well too. Okay, so it is an illusion that we believe that getting shots for your animals is a good thing, okay? It's garbage. It's complete and total garbage because they're actually suffering from those shots. A lot of it in that sense is also a type of control, right? It's a control and it can actually shorten their lives as well too. So there's an agenda behind that at the same time. You do not need, really the whole idea, the honest truth, guys, you don't need vaccinations at all. You don't need them at all. Now, it's not to say that there's a whole bunch of harmful vaccinations. There are ones that help, right, because they assist with immune boosting and all of that. But you really don't need them. You can find everything that you need through what you eat, through what you supply yourself, through supplements, through herbs, through nutrition, through all of that, right? That's all you need. You don't need to inject, right, into people or into animals or anything of that nature. It's not necessary. So to me, this feels like this is a monopoly, right? It's just a whole monopoly of, again, just getting greed and slowly poisoning there's that P word again. Slowly poisoning animal companions, okay? It's not necessary. So it really depends on the type of shot. But like I said, if it's like a tetanus shot or something like that, maybe. But like I said, really you don't need shots for your animal companions. You do not need shots for yourself, okay? That's definitely not where we were a couple of centuries ago. We weren't basically getting needle injections when we look at humanity or the animal companions going back a couple of centuries. We've never needed that. So why do we think we need that before, right now, right? It's all part of greed. It's greed and it's control. So if you guys do have animal companions and you guys are considering getting shots for them, I would recommend that you do not. Okay? Just keep them healthy. Make sure they're eating well, play with them, have a happy environment with them. They're people in that way too, right? Just make sure that you're taking good care of them as you're taking good care of yourselves. All right. It's just the idea of I don't like that word, animal control. That's the whole idea of shortening their lifespans by using shots. That's what happens. Animals' lives get cut back when you're putting vaccinations in them. Okay, just like it has been happening with humans too. So we just need to keep aware of that. Okay, here's one here from Sean Ryshak. I think we're going to take about 2 more questions, guys. We're going to wrap up. So this one here is from Sean. Sean says, "Hi, Brad. Do you agree that the new solar energy and rays from the sun is beneficial for us?" Oh, what makes you think it's new? The sun has been shining upon the earth for billions and billions of years. It's nothing new. Okay. Now, the sun has been going through tremendous changes as well, too. We can probably go back into the 80s and the 90s, where we saw the sun more golden light. And then since that time, moving up into current day, we're seeing it much more with white light in the sky. But like I said, guys, it's radiation. Okay, so it's all radiation that the sun is putting out. The sun is putting out radiation. Okay, those radiation rays are touching our atmosphere, and because our atmosphere is etheric, there is compounds that are taking place there that science cannot explain, where all of that radiation is being converted to heat and light. So like I said, the sun is not hot. The sun does not even have its own light. The only light we could really see is if it's much more etheric, right? It would be etheric light. That would be the closest thing that we could say. And that again, it's radiation, it's plasma, it's water, but it does not have its own light and it does not have its own heat. So therefore, that's how it operates. So it operates in that sense of shining its radiation upon planets, and the atmospheres of the planets are working together with certain compounds, transmutational effects, similar to like what I've talked about with sonoluminescence. And basically that is what's converting the radiation into heat and light appropriately for the planet. So basically, as the sun's been going through significant changes, it's not new radiation in that way. It's just that it's moving much more into a metamorphosis, and that the rays that are now being converted through the atmosphere, through the etheric atmosphere, are definitely having much more of an impact on us, yes. But this isn't new. This is all just part of a transformational effect. It's kind of like how a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. A caterpillar, in that sense, will build the cocoon. They will go into the cocoon. They'll go through the transformations. Aren't they still the same being? Right? That's basically what I'm saying, is that the sun has gone through metamorphosis. The sun has gone through change, and it's definitely moved into a new spectrum of radiation, which is therefore converting into the compounds representing heat and light upon the planet, that is reflecting upon the earth, giving us our heat and light. But this is all part of a transmutational effect. It's how we are, in a way, cocooning ourselves and emerging as butterflies at the same time. Okay? So how does it benefit? Guys, it's nature. Nature always benefits you. Nature is never here to harm you. I'm not saying you need to kind of strap yourself to a post and be out in the sun, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You're probably going to get cooked, right? But the whole idea is that you're just giving yourself a good general amount of time. Some people can't go out into the sun because they're taking medication or other things, and they can't really stand to go out in the sun more than 20 minutes, right? And that's just with a lot of the toxicity that's in their body. But no, I'm not saying you strap yourself to a post and you let yourself cook under the sun for 8 hours straight. I don't think anybody could really stand that. But you're getting a decent dose of sunlight each day, right? So when it's sunny out, enjoy the sun. Maybe go out for 20 minutes, half an hour, right? An hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever you feel is a good range for you, and enjoy the sun, okay? If we're getting we get a lot of doom and gloom pertaining to the sun, and that's not the case, right? A lot of the stuff that we have is toxicities within our body, pollutants within the atmosphere, pollution within the sky, and a lot of that can certainly take its toll upon our bodies. But the sunlight is not the culprit for that, okay? The sunlight is helping you. So like I said, just get your daily allotted benefit of the sun each day. Not telling you guys to live out in the sun, right? But just get your allotted amount, and then you're going to notice the benefits that come together. when there's sunrise, when there's sunset. Have you guys done sun gazing? Right? I have. Very beneficial. Okay? I have nothing but good things to say about the sun. Okay? If you don't want to hear that, then plug your ears. But I have nothing but good things to say about the sun and our atmosphere that converts the radiation into heat and light. Okay? Watch my videos, guys. The true nature of the sun. It will bring you completely up to speed about what the sun really is. Nikola Tesla knew this as well too. Okay? I'm basically just sharing with you guys what he knew and what I've received, even with what the ancients knew. The ancients knew that the sun was something completely different, not like what modern science says it is, not just some fiery ball in the sky. Okay, okay, so one more question. So let me go down. I'm going to see if I can find somebody I haven't did a question yet with. Martine says, my dogs respond very positively and quickly to the healing code cards. Great. I'm glad to hear it. Guys, the healing code cards, okay, they're for your animals too, okay? When I've actually done sessions with people and like I've pulled out the cards and I've held it up into the camera, I've seen people's cats instantly jump on their lap and they're like coming up to the screen and sniffing it because I'm like holding the card here. And people who are saying that their dogs, their cats have been just really loving it. They'll even rest right beside the cards. If a card's pulled out, they'll actually go and they'll lay down on the card. Wonderful, right? It's for everybody. It's for all living beings, okay? It's for humans. It's for your animal companions. It's for plants as well too, okay? That's what the healing code cards represent. They're for the complement of all life. Absolutely. All right. So let's see. One last question here. Okay, I think I'll end with Skywalker's question here. I know I've done one question with him before, or her before, sorry. Him or her. Skywalker says, is the whole concept of viral infection just information or malformation? Well, I'm not going to use the cards for this one yet. Okay, so basically let's take a look into the idea of viral infection itself. Now, you certainly do have viruses within yourself, but when they come out, they are much more emotionally triggered within yourself. There's discrepancies that exist within yourself that can be brought in through the nature of toxins, again, through the pollutants of the foods that we eat, and again, as well, great deals of stress, tension, emotional anguish, mental instability. Many of these things are indeed the very big culprits that can lead to certain degrees of infections and contaminations and other forms of malformations that take place within the body. It is again often caused by the nature of foreign agents that are coming into your body that do not belong. And these too have a toxic, contaminating effect that leads into certain degrees of activations within the body that can enable a degree of pathogens, viruses, and other forms of bacteria that cultivate and therefore create these particular malformations, which generates blocks. As these blocks therefore continue throughout the body goes into these degrading aspects of malnutrition, where the idea of minerals and nutrients that are actually absorbed into the body are actually being absorbed into these toxicities. And this is actually what causes parts and areas of the body to starve, because of the foreign bodies and foreign agents contained within the body. As these particular forms continue to expand within the body, certain areas in that sense become weakened due to malnutrition effects. Where there is the starvation of malnutrition, there is also the starvation of living prana. Where there is the starvation of living prana, there are affected areas within the body that can be brought forward into great states of deterioration. As these deteriorations continue, the body can go into very strong chronic conditions even that can lead into critical situations that need to be addressed and resolved altogether. This relates to the idea of serious body detoxification as well as emotional and mental detoxification that is needed in order for the body to resustain itself and therefore develop its immune system by ensuring that everything within the body appropriately receives all appropriate mineralization, nutrition, and any other forms of health factors that can therefore generate a greater response into the immune factor of the body, so that every area that has been compromised within the body can therefore be neutralized and resupplemented in regards to new supply of organic nutrition and other forms of appropriate mineralization that take place within the body that will completely nullify, eliminate, and purge any said viral bacteria or any other form of infectious agent that can therefore be released from the body, because the immune system has picked itself up and increased its efficiency to bringing those particular areas within the body that have been contaminated, often by the foreign body agents, to an end completely, leading to the idea of the end of everything representing emotional and mental trauma, often through the nature of our surrendering and release practices that have been mentioned before. Okay? So, Skywalker, that's what I can tell you about that. Okay? That's just Spirit speaking through me about all that. So again, you may need to go back into the recording, because there was quite a bit there. Okay? But that's the basic idea. Guys, the idea of germ theory is bunk. Okay? It's not how germs work. Everything really would cause, anything that causes any particular form of problems within yourself is injected into the body or consumed in the body. It is brought into the body as well too. Okay? It's not about the idea of germ theory, or someone's just coughing over here and then you just like walk into the mist. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, there's something that's a lot more deeper that needs to be taken into the body. This is exactly why I often recommend people that we breathe through the nose, because the nose is your natural filter. Your nose, men and women, right, will block out a lot of toxicities that are trying to be breathed in through the body. This is why I suggest we nose breathe a lot more than we mouth breathe. Mouth breathing doesn't have that kind of protection. Mouth breathing also does not bring enough oxygen into the body. That's why you have to do these huge gulps, right? But when you're actually using the nose breathing actually brings in more efficient oxygen content than if you were to mouth breathe. Okay? Something else you guys should know. All right. So we're going to wrap it up for today. So thank you very much, everybody, for all of your great questions. Thank you again, guys, for tuning in today and participating with the meditation and the healing as well, too. So I'll be back next Friday for another episode of New Earth TV Live. And again, this Sunday will be the debut of the signposts. Okay, so I'm looking forward to sharing that together with you, just like what you saw me answer Skywalker's question. It'll very much be like that, right? We're basically just spirits coming in and just sharing this really incredible information through its vessel. All right? And again, one more reminder is that, again, the new Akashic Record sessions, or I should say the Akashic Record sessions, have returned. So if you're interested in an Akashic Record session reading, just go to newearthteachings.com. You can also grab a private session and 3-question private email session as well too. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and be well. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.